to the magnet school process, I feel like you get a different opportunity. My kids get the opportunity to do performing arts, to dance, theater, environmental science. I think for me, I would love to send my kids to a regular public school, but I know I came from a public school and it wasn't good for me then, and it's still failing. Hartford had 21 failing schools, and a lot of the public schools was part of that 21. I'm a mother of 5. When my oldest son, Jerod, was 3 years old, I was like, you know what, let me apply for a magnet school. So I applied and put him on the list for one of the magnet schools that was close to us. It had just been years. None of my kids got picked for the magnet schools. When he got into the 10th grade, I applied again. At that time, he was in a charter school, and he was like, hey, Mom, I'm interested in doing engineering. And so there was an engineering school available in Connecticut. So I did the application to put him on that list. When I found out he was number 1 on the list, I was like, oh my gosh, like this is gonna be the first time one of my kids was able to get in magnet school. So I'm like, he's number 1, so I'm sure the school's gonna call right away. Like, this is gonna be nothing, he's gonna get in. In this particular school, he ended up still being number 1 for 3 rounds of the lottery, but Jerod never got in. I found out that there had to be a certain amount of white and Asian kids that had to come into the school system here in order for Jerod to get a seat, or Jerod couldn't have that seat, or any of my kids couldn't have the seat. So it didn't matter that he was number 1. That's kind of where my fight began. Hi, I'm Lashawn Robinson. I'm a mother of 5 children. I was born and raised in Hartford. My son has been on the lottery list since he was 3 years old and never had the opportunity to get into the school of his choice. We deserve the best for our kids right here where we live. We shouldn't have to send our kids outside of Hartford to get a good education.
As we formed the Connecticut Parents Union, I was asked to work with different parent groups in Hartford. And then I saw this firecracker mom who just didn't take no for an answer. And so we established this friendship. And then I learned that her children were the next on the waiting list to go into a quality school. And to be told that you were the wrong color to go, there was no coming back. Working in education or being in education can be intimidating. And a lot of parents just accept what's happening. Even though they know it's wrong, you just don't know what to do. Lashawn is that mom that says, I don't know what to do, but I'm gonna ask a lot of questions until I know what to do. Because at the end of the day, my children's future are dependent on the decisions I make. Every child should have a great school in their neighborhood. And the problem is we do not. And we sued because of racial quotas.
My case was Robinson versus Wenzel. It was me as a lead plaintiff with 8 other parents. We had like an open big session at the library where we brought people in from the city, and one of the board members gave us access to all those numbers to empty seats, hundreds and hundreds of empty seats in these schools.
Something is going on not good where we have laws that tell children, I am sorry, we have a racial quota today, and even though you in Hartford or wherever you may live as a vulnerable child who needs access to a quality education, I'm sorry, I can't give it to you. See, that ain't gonna work for me when I know how much we pay for taxes for education. And that shouldn't work for nobody in this room. We get stuck with labels. And that's how you get stuck with racial quotas and all these weird things that are happening in our magnet schools, where you are using race to determine who gets a quality education. We need fair, quality schooling options for every child, black, white, rich, or poor.